Do you ever plant flowers that look beautiful for one season, only to find empty soil the next year? You water. You weed. You buy new plants. And somehow, your garden never stays full for long. Here's what most people don't realize. Some plants are actually working against you, while others are designed to make your life easier. There are perennials that come back on their own, spread quietly, and fill your garden year after year without constant effort. Imagine planting once, and watching your space grow fuller, richer, and more beautiful with time. That kind of garden isn't luck. It's simply choosing the right plants. And today, you're about to discover exactly which ones make it happen. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which 10 perennials can transform your garden into a low-maintenance, ever-growing space that practically takes care of itself. These are not fussy plants. They don't demand constant watering, trimming, or replacing. They return every year. They expand naturally. And they fill your garden faster than you expect. You'll also learn how to place them correctly, how to combine them for season-long color, and how to keep them thriving with just a few simple habits. So whether you're just starting out, or you're tired of doing too much for too little reward, this is how you finally create a garden that works with you, not against you. If you've ever looked at your garden and thought, why does this feel like so much work? You're not alone. So many people start with excitement, only to end up frustrated. Plants disappear. Beds look patchy. And every year feels like starting over. That's not your fault. Most gardens are built with short-term plants that don't last, or don't spread. Here at Stress-Free Garden Living, we focus on something different. We focus on plants that build your garden for you. Slowly. Naturally. Effortlessly. Because gardening should feel calm, not exhausting. And make sure you stay until the end. Because I'll share one final perennial that surprises almost everyone. It blooms for months longer than most plants, thrives on neglect. And once you plant it, you'll wonder why you didn't have it years ago. Let's start with one of the easiest and most reliable plants you'll ever grow. Daylilies. If you want instant impact with almost no effort, this is it. Daylilies return every single year, and they don't just come back, they multiply. The reason they work so well is simple. They store energy in thick underground roots, which means they survive heat, drought, and cold without needing constant care. So even if you forget about them for a while, they keep going. Picture clusters of bright blooms rising above soft green leaves, spreading wider every year until your garden feels full and alive. Your simple step is this. Plant them in full sun, water occasionally during dry spells, and then let them do their thing. Now let's move to the opposite condition. Shade. Hostas. If you've struggled to grow anything in shady areas, this is your solution. Hostas thrive where most plants fail. And their real magic? They spread slowly and steadily each year. The reason is their root system. It expands outward in clumps, naturally filling empty spaces without becoming invasive. What you get is a calm, layered look. Large leaves overlapping, creating a lush, peaceful feel in your garden. Your step is simple. Give them shade, moist soil, and patience. They'll reward you by filling in beautifully over time. Now let's bring back the sun. Coneflowers. These are strong, upright, and incredibly reliable. They don't just bloom, they stand tall through heat, drought, and neglect. Why? Because they grow deep roots that reach water far below the surface. That means less watering and stronger plants. Imagine tall stems topped with soft purple blooms, gently moving in the breeze while bees and butterflies gather around. Plant them in full sun, and resist overwatering. They actually prefer independence. Now here's something interesting. You might be noticing a pattern. The best perennials aren't just pretty, they are built to survive without constant help. And coming up next, we're getting into the fast spreaders. The ones that don't just grow, they fill your garden quickly. Almost like nature is doing the work for you. Let's talk about one of the fastest fillers. Black-eyed Susans. These bright yellow flowers don't hold back. They spread quickly, and they self-seed. That means they drop seeds that grow into new plants automatically. So instead of replanting every year, your garden expands on its own. Picture a glowing patch of golden flowers that seems to get bigger every summer. Your step is simple. Let some flowers fade naturally so they can reseed. Now for something timeless. Peonies. These are not just plants, they are long-term investments. Once planted, they can live for decades. The reason is their deep, stable root system and natural dormancy cycle. They rest in winter, then come back stronger each spring. The result? Large, soft blooms that feel almost luxurious. The kind of flowers that make your garden feel special. Your action step is simple. Plant them once in a sunny spot, and leave them alone. They don't like being moved. Now let's fill the ground. Creeping phlox. This is how you eliminate empty spaces. It grows low, spreads wide, and creates a carpet of color. The reason it works is because its stems root wherever they touch the soil. So it naturally expands without any effort from you. Imagine soft waves of pink or purple spilling across borders and edges, covering what used to be bare soil. Plant it in full sun, water lightly at first, and let it spread. Now something tough. Really tough. Sedum. This is one of the most forgiving plants you'll ever grow. It handles heat. Poor soil. Dry conditions. Why? Because its leaves store water. That means it survives when other plants struggle. Picture thick green leaves forming neat clusters, slowly spreading and adding texture to your garden. Your step is easy. Plant it, and don't overthink it. Let's soften things again. A stilb. If your shade garden feels empty, this is your answer. A stilb adds height, texture, and softness. The reason it thrives is its love for moisture and shade. It's built for those darker, damp areas. Imagine soft, feathery plumes rising above rich green leaves, creating a calm, almost dreamy look. Keep the soil slightly moist, and it will return fuller each year. Now here's a mistake that quietly ruins a lot of gardens. Planting too close together. It feels like you're filling space faster, but you're actually doing the opposite. Crowded plants compete for nutrients and water, which slows their growth. And instead of spreading, they struggle. The fix is simple. Give each plant room to grow into its full size. It might look sparse at first, but within a year or two, your garden will fill in naturally, without extra work. Now let's add fragrance and resilience. Lavender. This plant thrives on neglect. It loves sun. It hates too much water. And it keeps growing with very little input. Its secret? Silvery leaves that reflect heat, and oils that protect it from pests. Picture soft purple blooms swaying gently, filling the air with a calming scent. Plant it in full sun, water lightly, and trim once a year. Now for something bold and long-lasting. Russian sage. This plant fills space quickly, and keeps blooming for months. It thrives in dry soil, hot sun, and tough conditions. Why? Because of its deep roots and woody stems. They protect it from stress and help it survive long-term. Imagine soft clouds of lavender blue flowers stretching across your garden, glowing in the sunlight. Plant it in a sunny, dry spot, and let it expand. Now here's the plant most people overlook. Coreopsis. It might not sound exciting, but it's one of the hardest working bloomers you can grow. It flowers for months, far longer than most perennials. And it thrives in conditions where others struggle. The reason? It develops strong roots quickly, and focuses on continuous blooming instead of survival. That means more flowers, for longer, with less effort. Picture waves of bright yellow blooms, lighting up your garden from early summer into fall. Your step is simple. Plant it in full sun, and leave it alone. This is the definition of effortless color. Here's the truth. A full, beautiful garden doesn't come from doing more work. It comes from choosing the right plants. When you use perennials that return, spread, and thrive on their own, everything changes. Your garden fills itself. Your workload drops. And your space becomes something you enjoy, instead of manage. That's what stress-free gardening really means. If this helped you see gardening in a simpler way, make sure you subscribe to Stress-Free Garden Living. Because every week, we share easy ideas that help you grow more, with less effort. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these perennials are you thinking about planting first? And what's been your biggest struggle in keeping your garden full? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every single one. And remember, sometimes the best thing you can do for your garden is plant once and let nature take over.